Hello everyone. So we are back after our lunch break. We'll be, having an interview session and having a conversation with one of our teachers that came last year. Try to understand the experience that she's gone through from last year up to now. So, Janeline, welcome and thank you for taking the time to talk to me.
Thank you for having me here again.
Okay. Why don't you introduce yourself for our folks?
Oh, I am Miss Janeline Pañoso. I am teaching in Columbus Humanities Arts and Technology Academy, and I am handling 7 to 8 science.
Okay, well, great. Actually, you know what, Jenny? I remember, you and I meeting last year, talking. You had, just made it to the U.S.
True.
It was quite an experience.
It is.
Now, I want you to take me back a little bit to, if you can, take me back a little bit to when you received the job offer from Excel, and how did you feel?
Receiving the job offer last year was, I can't really explain how I felt when I received an email. They told me that, okay, you're gonna be receiving the job offer if you were accepted or not 3 days after this interview. But at the same night, I received a job offer, and I was like, started calling my families and friends. I was like, oh my God, I passed. I have the job offer. I think I made it to the U.S. and it was so unexplainable feeling,
Okay.
but I can still feel it that you asked me about it, and I was so grateful that I had that interview.
Okay. Well, we were grateful to have you because now you are one of, the three, RVP ambassadors, and that means a lot to us. So it's been a little, over than a year now, right?
Yeah.
So that you're here. So what has changed, right? From the early days, the early weeks, to now, more than a year, here in Columbus, Ohio.
Um, I think from last year compared to last year up to this year, I became more self-confident. I tried to do things that I was so afraid to do way back when I was in the Philippines, and
Okay.
even last year, like driving.
Okay.
I don't do driving because I'm afraid. I get startled a lot. So when a person in the back of me will start honking at me, I might step on the gas or accelerator and then do that. But now I can drive going to interstate. I've been driving from Columbus to West Virginia and wheresoever. Aside from that, I'm afraid of waters. But now we do tubing,
Okay.
like over the summer, and a lot of things that I was afraid to do before, I am starting to do it now because I believe that every chances that will be given should be like grabbed for.
Okay.
So like last year was very difficult, especially that I was the first one to step here. But now, those hardship or challenges that I have encountered is like, okay, I know how to handle it now. Okay, this was the problem last year. Now I know how to do it right now. So, like those experiences that I have before, those mistakes that I have committed before, are the lessons that I've learned are applied right now.
Well, that's wonderful. And you started touching up on the fact that you were the first,
Yeah.
to actually come in the U.S. from the RVP teachers. And from that point, what you've actually done is still and keep helping others. Why is it important for you to always be there for the other teachers, and why do you keep helping them?
Honestly, I didn't know that I was helping other people already. I was just asking them like, um, are you okay? Do you need help or something like that? You know, we Filipinos are very hospitable and helpful. So I didn't know that I was helping others, not until one person I helped like before was like send me a message that, oh, you're part of my devotion. I'm so grateful that you helped me or something. I was like, I didn't do anything. Like I just ask you how you are, if you need help or whatnot. So like helping other people is like in a way that I know that last year was very hard for me. So I don't want other people to experience what I have experienced before. So as much as I can help them, I will gladly do it. So like I didn't know that I was helping these people already, and I was like very adamant when they say, "Oh, thank you so much." When they touch base on me after a week or 2 weeks, messaging me like, "Oh, you help us. Oh, we've talked to you over dinner or lunch or something like that." So I was like, "Oh, it's nothing. Don't worry about it." it's like I just wanted to ask like how you are. So
Well, we kept hearing, we get feedback, teachers will say, hey, I have this problem, but I've talked to Miss Janeline, and she's helping me out. Even for me too, it was kind of default that I would touch base with you and see, what's going on in
yeah.
Columbus and how, everyone is doing. So thank you for that, and I think that's why we recognize you as an RVP ambassador.
Yeah.
So let me touch up a little bit in the classroom, right? So you were a teacher in the Philippines. So how many years? How many years you
I've
been
been teaching for 7 years
for
way back
7
in the
years?
Philippines. Yep.
And so after that, you come here in the United States. It's been over a year. How have you grown, professionally?
Honestly, it's very different in the Philippines and here in America when it comes to teaching style. But when it comes to professional growth, I have growth when it comes to methods of teaching, different ways to help the kids learn more. But more importantly, aside from academically speaking, the kids I have lots of problem home, traumas and whatnot. So I didn't know that I was also helping them by talking to them. When I saw them in the hallway, I was like, "What's wrong with you? How are you feeling? Are you ready to talk to? Do you have any problem? Do you want to talk about it?" And I didn't know that I was helping them by asking those questions.
Okay.
So, and then one time, I mean, in the Philippines, those kids were supported by parents. So was here and the kids here, but it's very different when it comes to
Absolutely.
culture and whatnot.
Absolutely.
However, when our counselor like, can you help me with with one kid because he's not opening up? And I was like, I pulled that kid on my table and I was like, um, what's wrong? And he was like, at home? Yep, is there something wrong? And he started opening up. And when I told that to the counselor, like, oh, I just want to check if this is the problem with the kid, was like, yes, that's it. I was like, how did you make him? I just asked him a question. And he was like, oh my God, I want to hug you because you made him open up or something like that. I was like, I mean, I didn't know that I was impacting the
You were
kids
impacting.
already,
Okay.
that these kids felt like I am comfortable enough to share this with my teacher and I know I'll be heard.
Right.
So those like academics is that, but most importantly, emotionally, helping them to process their emotions is a big, big thing for me.
For you. Well, that's excellent. So, I want to kind of jump on that and say, let's say, at the end of this particular program, and you return to the Philippines, how do you think you'll be able to impact the Filipino teachers, from this experience that you're acquiring now?
Honestly, I'm currently working on that. I mean, there are things
Well,
that I
tell
have
us.
learned.
Tell us.
There are things I've learned from America, especially when it comes to technology,
Okay.
applications that they are using, which will be helpful in our country, like the iReady, the math and the science things. I'm sharing that with my previous school way back in the Philippines, and they're currently like checking it out too. But of course, the funds and support is very different. However, like telling them that this resources is available to help more our kids when it comes to literacy and numerically speaking is a very big help. Aside from that, learning wise is like how you talk to the kids or impact the kids the way they see life is the most important thing. I have a lot of things that I have learned since day one that I'm excited to share when I go back to the Philippines.
Well, as I hear you talk, I kind of go back to the first time, we met and interviewed you, and
Yeah.
that energy. I think that's why everyone is kind of gravitating around you. So I commend you for that. Well, before we end, though, I'd like to ask you, what advice would you give to anyone, right, that that will be interested in doing what you've done? Come to the U.S. and be part of this exchange program.
One thing that I would advise to these people is like whatever opportunities knocks on your door, grab it. Whether you hesitate or not, take the risk. Because me personally, when I was in the Philippines, I was so adamant to accept or to go to the US. It was not part of my plan.
Okay.
I have never talked to anybody of going here to the United States. I was like, I'll just stay in my home country. Why would I go to a foreign one and learn something new? But this is like a new open door for me, and I have learned a lot professionally and personally. It will make you a new person. So when you go back to the Philippines, you'll be more confident about yourself. You'll be more engaged with things, and inclusivity wise, you'll learn a lot from students to teachers to admin. So it's not like you'll learn about the teachers or the admin here and the process that they have, but you will learn a lot from the students. They will teach you things that you will not learn from college and master's degree. So like accepting this offer, I did not regret it like one single time, even if I experienced hardship here. I was like, okay, I experienced this because there is a reason.
Right.
And that reason, I learned from it like weeks after, and I was like, oh, that's why it happened. So that just like what I've said, every opportunity that knocks on your door, accept it. You hesitate, don't risk for it.
Absolutely.
You'll better learn from it.
Okay. Well, thank you, Janeline. I always enjoy, talking to you. I actually enjoy being here today in Columbus and have, the opportunity to actually spend this Saturday with you. So I want to thank you. I want to wish you continued success. I hope I see you next year.
Yeah, hopefully. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you,
Thank you
Janeline.
for the opportunity.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right. Mr. Vitus, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you too, Mr. Idris?
I'm well. It's a pleasure to finally see you in person.
It is to me too.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give you an opportunity to introduce yourself to all the folks that are, following us via the live stream. So why don't you introduce yourself?
Oh well. My name is Vitus San Abawale. I'm from Ghana, and right now I'm teaching in Cincinnati at Mount Auburn Prep, and I have the second graders. Yeah, I'm handling the kids.
Well, that's good. One of the things that I've always kind of wondered, with RVP recruiting all of these different teachers is how did you hear about RVP, but mostly how did you hear that about this opportunity that that you now have?
All right. So actually, it was my brother-in-law and then his bosom friend. So those two guys, I mean, thanks to them, and they gave me that knowledge about a recruiting company called RVP Consultants
Okay.
that recruit international teachers to the U.S. for free. And so I freaked out. I said, "Wow, is that true?" So, and he said, "Yeah, I have a friend who is currently there and he's participating in it."
Oh, really? Who's that?
Joseph Finn.
Oh, Mr. Finn, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. He's a true trooper. Is actually an RVP ambassador. Okay.
Yeah. So they gave me the link, and then I applied. And guess what? I applied it the very day that I had my last child, who is a boy,
Oh, wow.
on December 25th.
That's a coincidence.
It
so
is.
you had your born. I mean, your child who was just born.
Yeah.
And you applied to RVP.
Yeah.
And you got the job.
Yeah, at the hospital. So
And the son.
and the son.
Okay. Well, that's a lot of blessings. That's
is.
that's a lot of blessings. Congratulations.
Thank you.
One of the things I do want to ask you though is maybe if you can maybe take us through the process, the recruiting process. How that's went for you in addition to the visa phase, and you being here in the U.S. I believe you live in Cincinnati, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
So
currently in Cincinnati.
take us through that.
Okay, so in a whole, it was a wonderful process. I learned a lot through the phases. I actually got to understand what I'm supposed to do, what I was required of. So I had to apply to the link, as I said initially, with my credentials, my resume, my academic status, my professional license, and then the transcripts. So I went through interviews. I mean, about 3 of those interviews. And then when I got hired, I also had to apply for sponsorship, and RVP helped me with that as well. So all the time, RVP was behind me. I mean, showing me the way. And so after that visa sponsorship, I applied for the visa, and then boom, I had a visa.
So how was described as describe a little bit that day when you were going to the U.S. Embassy for your interview.
Wow.
How did you feel?
I felt, on that fateful day, I had no feeling, because when I entered into the embassy, I couldn't distinguish whether I was actually going for that interview.
Okay.
Yeah, but after the interview, I felt like I was in the clouds. I mean, I felt so happy. I was overjoyed because I saw some of the applicants being turned down, and I didn't know what was in store for me. But after I got it, I realized that, man, it has been successful. And it is thanks to the preparation that I had, and then, the coaching that I had from RVP as well. Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good. And I understand sometimes the anxiety that some people have, when they have to go and apply for a U.S. visa. So why was it so important for you to really apply for this opportunity? Why, were you pushing for it, and why, did you really want to have it?
Yeah. So after teaching in Ghana for over a decade, and having been presented with the opportunity, I just realized that my status is going to change, because I will be having this international teacher status or experience on my resume, which is not bad at all. In addition to, I've always had this passion to start a school on my own that can accommodate everybody without consideration to their backgrounds, cultural backgrounds, and that. And I thought that America is a great place to be of all the countries. Yeah. So.
Well, that's a noble cause.
It is.
I hope that you actually make that happen. I hope that using this program, you're able to go home and open a school.
Of course.
That will really benefit young Ghanaians. Yeah. So one of the things that I do want to touch up now is, so now you live in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yeah.
Right. Talk to me a little bit about your relocation. So now you have the visa. You pack your bags, telling the kids, that is going away. Tell me a little bit about that whole process, that relocation from Ghana to Cincinnati.
Yeah, so it has been a very smooth transition, and I remember about 3 days before my flight, we had a video session.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you gave me some tips. I was that was my first time I'm getting on a plane or even traveling outside the country. So, I mean, your session with me helped me much. I was able to prepare according to the needs. Yeah, and then I was able to also bid my family farewell.
Sure.
And that was the first time I got there on an airplane. Yeah. So.
How was that? How was that experience?
It was marvelous. I mean, I couldn't understand why some people get afraid when they're on the plane because I thought that was something bad, but
Sure.
I actually liked what
You liked it.
I experienced. Yeah. Okay. And so when I came into the country, I had my principal also coming to meet me at the airport. Yeah.
Okay. And how was that first meeting with your principal?
Yes, it was so exciting, and when I saw him, I was like, "Whoa!" So, who am I for my old principal of the school to come and then pick me up? Okay. And so from there, he took me straight to my apartment, which I wouldn't have gotten had it not been the proactive measures the school and RVP, SL put in place.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm very grateful for that.
Well, I'm glad so far things are working out for you. So let's journey a little bit in the classroom, right? So you've been here a few months.
Yeah.
How are things going at work?
Yeah, I must admit, it is a new experience altogether, and so it has been great so far, and I'm enjoying it in the classroom and outside the classroom. I mean, when I get up, what motivates me to get into class is the look in the faces of the kids, because they want to see what you are bringing to the table every day. And after school, these kids will come to me that Mr. Sana, we like you, you are the best teacher, you're the best second grade teacher, and that alone motivates
It makes
me.
your day. Okay,
Yeah.
well that's good. So let me pick one thing that so far you would say is quite different from being a teacher in Ghana.
All right, so I would take the schedule. Yes, because in Ghana we have recess one time, all the grades from K, if it's an elementary school, all the classes in K or in elementary school go for recess together. But over here at Mount Auburn, we have different times.
Okay.
So you will find grade K to 3 on recess, and then the others in the classroom.
That's interesting.
That's interesting. That's
Very
a big
shocking.
difference.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's always for me a good experience to talk to teachers after you guys have made it to the United States. So you are here. What advice would you give to any of your friends that are interested in doing what you've done?
Yeah, I'll tell them to prepare enough and adequately and trust the process. And when I say they should prepare, it means they should get all their qualification documents, qualifications, the certificates, their transcripts, the credential evaluations, their teacher's license, their passports. All these are very crucial, and they should get references as well, and then they should trust the process and follow the directions and be patient, because I know it took me about 4 to 6 months for this whole journey to come to an end.
And that's true. Like we always say, every experience is unique. Every candidate has very particular things that makes it a little bit unique. But I'm glad you stuck to the process. You became diligent and did what you needed to do. So, any last word before we finish this interview?
Yeah, I would like to, express my sincere gratitude to my brother-in-law. His name is Dr. Richard Abieraba.
Okay.
And
Well,
also,
is that a message to him?
yeah,
Okay,
that's
well,
a message to
go
you.
ahead.
So, thank you very much for not keeping this opportunity all by yourself and share with me. And thanks to you, I'm right here experiencing the dream of my life. And I would also send a shout out to my superintendent in Ghana. He helped me with the reference letters, yeah, and he also coached me a bit. So God bless you. Yeah. And lastly, I have to throw all this weight and support to RVP staff members. I remember Zed Dillon,
De Leon,
yeah,
Zed De Leon,
Alan,
Alan, absolutely.
yeah, the CEO Sabrina,
Absolutely.
yeah, they gave me a lot of support. I mean, I really like the kind of professionalism they put in their work. Yeah.
Well, we appreciate servicing you. We appreciate working with you. We're glad that you are here, and I want to wish you continued success.
Thank you.
And I hope that I will see you next year so that we can understand, the growth that you have.
Thank you
Well,
very much.
Vitus, it's always a pleasure.
It's a pleasure meeting you
All
too.
right, thank you.
Thank you
All
too.
right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, about so I have to talk about Dubai more.
No, 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 no.
Like,
No. It's just in my intro. I just want to say that you relocated from Dubai to the
okay.
US. That's all. Hello, Deepti. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
All right. Well, it's a pleasure to see you. We've been on Teams so many times, and finally we get to meet, physically for the first time.
Thank you for having me here.
Absolutely. Well, before we keep going, why don't you introduce yourself for those that are following us right now?
Oh yes, hello, I'm Deepti. I was working as a mathematics teacher in Dubai for 13 years. I'm basically from India and I came here through RVP to teach middle school mathematics and I'm enjoying my stay here.
Well, that's wonderful. So I understand you relocated from Dubai to the United States with your daughter.
Yes, I have.
So how's things going for the two of you?
Well, wonderful. It's the journey has been really good, and the process was really smooth. And RVP has always been saying that trust the process, which I did, and it was a smooth transition from Dubai to US within few months, you can say, and the everything was well systematic, and they collaborated with us. They helped us, they supported us, they guided us everywhere at each step, and it was really nice.
Okay. So how did you hear about this opportunity? How did you hear about RVP?
Okay, so it was an online advertisement I saw on a website that teach in US middle school. So I thought whether it is a US curriculum school only in somewhere in Dubai, but then I came to know that no, it is in US, and the day I applied, next day itself I got mail from ZD Leon from RVP, and she contacted me. She asked me when I'm available for the interview, preliminary thing. She arranged the interview. She helped me to build a CV for that, everything, and she guided me throughout the process. She gave me the detail, and then I came in contact with Mr. Idris, and till the time I reached to US, I landed here, and I was able to get my Uber. He was there with me over the phone as well in the midnight. So that is really touching. Thank you, Mr. Idris.
Oh, you're
I
welcome.
never could say, I never thank you for that, you know.
That's okay. Well,
But
we're
that
thankful
was
that you're here.
beyond his professional duties, he was helping me out, and that's a commendable thing.
Well, thank you. I mean, there was one thing that was important to us. Not only that you were traveling from far away, but you had your lovely daughter that I still remember from one of our calls. So this is good. I hope she's doing great.
Yes, she is happy, very
Okay.
happy here.
That's good. So you're a math teacher, right?
Yes.
And you've been teaching for more than 13 years in Dubai. Now you're teaching math here in the United States. What's the biggest difference so far?
So the difference is not much. We are having inclusion here. We are having gifted and talented students here. But the thing is time. We are having enough time to build up the concept in a day, and which I was not having in other curriculums or in Dubai or in India, which I have here in America. And they are wonderful. Students are wonderful. They are receptive. They want to know basic, and it's a practical approach. So that's less of book dependent on book, but more of method teaching and practical, based on practical applications. So it's really nice experience over here.
Well, that's great. I mean, the way I hear you talking about mathematics, I feel like at my next trip, I should probably sit in your class and see how that goes.
Wonderful, yes.
Okay. So I know you've been here just a few months. Have you already set any goals? Is there anything that you think you want to achieve for the next 6 to 12 months?
All right. So I have, yes, I have some short-term goal and some long-term goal and some projects as an international teacher. I have been exchanging my culture with the students here and learning something. Yes, I am learning from them, their culture, their way of accepting things. And usually I ask them, how do you want to learn mathematics, and how do you want me to teach? Something I need to change, you can help. You can tell me without any hesitation, and they are open to it. They are loving this thing. And the thing is, in future I see that I can arrange a meeting, online meeting with the students back in Dubai or in India, to contact with the American students and share their learning experiences and their world. Actually, they have their own world. So teenagers to teenagers, their communication will be wonderful. I'm just looking forward to it. Apart from that, yes, short-term goals like me getting some licensing over here, which will help me in doing my job better.
Absolutely,
That's all.
absolutely. Okay, well, I'm not going to let you go before I ask you about you and your daughter, as far as how you guys spend your weekends.
Oh, so we have here wonderful friends around. They
Okay.
sometimes they take us to pumpkin farms,
Okay.
and sometimes we are having the cultural thing like making pumpkin rolls at home. One of my friends, she take us home, and then we spend the day with him, with them, with the family, and we get to know that how an American family spends their day or the weekend. And we have planned to go for like camping or to lakeside.
Interesting.
So it's wonderful to stay here.
Well, that's very interesting. So I want to ask you one thing. What's been different or maybe new about the American culture?
American culture, they are very open. They do not judge, and they are always welcoming you with their open heart and mind. So you always feel welcomed. You always feel considered, and you are going to love here definitely.
And that's great. But Deepti, I'm not going to hold you. I know that you want to go back and continue networking
Yes.
with your friend. So thank you for the time. I hope that next year, we can visit again and see the growth that
Exactly.
you've had.
Yes,
Okay?
I would love to come here again. Thank
Okay.
you.
Well, thank you so much, Deepti.
Thank you.
All right. Hello, George. How are you?
Great.
Well, it's good to see you. Last year we were together.
Yes.
It's been a bit over a year.
Yes.
And I always enjoy coming here to Columbus.
Thank you.
Well, introduce yourself, please. We have people that are following us.
Okay. I'm George Archer, cultural exchange teacher from Ghana, and currently I'm teaching high school mathematics at Columbus Art and Technology Academy. Thank
Well,
you.
That's pretty huge, being a high school teacher, especially for math.
Yeah.
That's pretty huge. So, George, I remember you a little over a year ago.
Yes.
Okay. Can you take us back to the first few weeks that you came here in America? Do you remember that feeling and the things you were going through?
Yeah, I do remember perfectly, just like yesterday.
Okay, well, tell us.
But in all, I say my coming here, it was great. But not that we don't have some challenges in there. We have the ups and downs, the good side and then the bad side in there. But in all, it has been so marvelous and so great. But when I was coming, I had mine through RVP and some of our colleagues here. They booked Airbnb for me to come and stay in. So I wasn't having any issue about accommodation.
Okay.
But when I was coming at the airport, I met a Ghanaian pastor who took me to the house, so I don't have to go to the Airbnb again.
Okay.
So I was able to stay with the person. But the disadvantage aspect is my school was in the east side of Columbus, and then where I was staying in was at the north of Columbus. So I had to use Uber to school.
Okay.
So it was $33 in, $33 out.
Every day.
Every day. That was a challenging day. I did that for 1 month, so I was a little bit struggling. And then I applied for accommodation because I don't have any credit history. I was declined. And then later the school came in, gave a document letter to support. Then I was able to even get a more accommodation closer, 5 minutes walk to the school.
Fantastic.
But now I've gotten a car, so movement is easier for me. And I'm so grateful to the Lord for such a wonderful movement. And thanks to RVP, you have been so marvelous, always being there for us, supporting us any point in time that we call on you.
Well, we're grateful to have you. We're grateful to have you. I remember in our sessions, you are one of our ambassadors.
Yes.
Because you've always been on point, always been serious, and you've always been very, very professional.
Yes,
So, we are grateful for that.
Thank you, sir.
I understand that your family is now here with you.
Yes.
And how's that going?
Now I have my peace of mind, so I don't have to look back at home. If I'm looking back, then it's be my mom that I normally call every weekend, so that's the issue. But I have my wife here. My wife came last 2 months after I came, and then this year, a month ago, my daughter also came. So I've been able to enroll her into the school that I'm teaching in
teaching
there.
as well.
So yes, so she's at 8th grade, and then she's performing and then doing so great in the school.
And so how was that process of getting first your wife, then your daughter here?
Okay, thank you so much. I think the process, once I got my appointment letter, then I had the opportunity to bring my family. But then my daughter's document, passport wasn't ready, so it would delay the system. So I think the visa sponsors advised that then I can start with my wife's process because mine was a little bit going back because the school year is supposed to start on August.
Okay.
So I have to drop my daughter's process, and then I did the processing for my wife. So after the end of the first school year, then I wrote to visa sponsors, Miss Caroline, and then she asked me to bring document to show that really she's my daughter. And then I do that. He sent me the DS 2019. I sent it home for the family members to support in acquiring the visa, and then the process went through. So God being so good, a month ago, she was able to be with me.
And how is she doing? How is she loving it?
She loved America. But yeah, she loved the culture, the environment, making new friends, and then also doing well.
And what do you guys usually do on the weekend?
On the weekend, sometimes we do go, most of it, because I'll be able to secure employment authorization for my wife. So for my wife is working. He couldn't come here because today he works in a health facility. So he couldn't able to come. But anytime that we are one, sometimes we have a high school, we have a team that we go out. So
what team is that?
That is the high school cultural exchange team plus one of the citizen teacher here who is a permanent staff member. So she normally draw a plan. Okay, this week we are going to go to this restaurant to have fun and then eat. So normally we go with that. When my daughter came, we have gone out once because I've been here for months. Maybe next 2 weeks will be another 10 where we'll find a location to meet for socialization. And also I drive around with her to see friends, and then we also have a walk during weekends.
Well, that's definitely a busy family.
Yes.
Which is good. So George, before we end, I do want to ask you, at the end of this exchange program, right, what do you hope to accomplish?
Thank you so much. In fact, I have achieved so much. There have been so much differences since I came here, and I think I will make a better impact in my country when I go back. Already I do share with friends my experiences because, Ghana, you have to carry books, big books to school. Now here, if I have my laptop, that is all. I go to the classroom, we have a whole lot of online curriculum that we use, already prepared curriculum that you use. You need to be good in the IT, so because you are going to use it, administering test security and everything, it goes on well. I have virtual coach that supports my
Okay.
teaching. So you see, after teaching and learning, the virtual coach is in the classroom with you, observing things, and then be, okay, George, this is what you're supposed to do. This is how you go. You see, here in America, if you're not able to manage your classroom well, the student will mismanage it for you.
Gotcha.
That is it. So the virtual coach is there to support you. In fact, my principal, Miss Akamberry, rise for her. She's so marvelous, very good. And then giving us such coaches, my internal assessor, Miss Draft, she's just like a mother.
Okay.
So when I came first, they were the people supporting me to make my stay a very successful one. In fact, once new teachers come, the team, SS school, all their schools, they have the team to support teachers.
yeah.
Once you only avail yourself and then seek for support, you will surely succeed in the schools.
Well, that's nice. I'm glad to see, you know, that growth from only over a year.
Yeah, thank you.
Knowing you and how professional you are, I know that you will continue to succeed.
Thank you.
So, George, I do want to thank you
Thank you.
for your time, and I look forward to talking to you again next year.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. If you can please get seated, and we'll get started with the diversity and culture session. That's the time where we have fun. I was gonna say, if you have some dancing moves, feel free to do it, but don't let me catch you on camera because I'm gonna keep that. Okay. So we're gonna start this session with a performance from India. All right. Okay. And I'd like to welcome Gunaseli and Viviana. It's actually a duo of mom and daughter, and that should be fun. So I'm going to turn the microphone over to Gunaseli so that she can introduce herself and her daughter.
Hello everyone. So my name is Gunasili Podakar and I'm an Indian, but past 10 years we have been settled in Dubai. So I started my J1 since last year and she's my daughter Viviana. And I'm working as an intervention specialist in Lorraine Preparatory Academy. Yeah, I'm happy to present Indian cultural dance in front of you. Thank you so much. Yeah, last year we performed the cultural exchange program in our school. We explained how we celebrate our harvest festival in India, which is, we are from Tamil Nadu. So we celebrate Pongal as our harvest festival. So we showcase our culture through dance. All our students enjoy that, and they wanted to perform dance like us. They wanted to wear the attire what we are wearing, so they were behind us, especially girls. So this year, I started my dance class for my students after school. Yes. So 30 students are trained under me, and we are going to showcase this dance before the winter break. So they are so excited. And I'm going to teach the same dance, what we are going to perform here, and one more dance. So I'm planning to order the attire from India, and I've sent the measurements already. So they are so excited. Yes.
Hi, I'm Viviana. I am her daughter. I'm in 7th grade in Lorraine Preparatory Academy, and yeah, hope you enjoy the dance.
All right, definitely I couldn't do any better. So this is yes.
I just wanted to explain about this dance. So this dance is about global warming. So as humans, we spoil the earth very badly. So we are asking forgiveness from our Mother Earth. It's a divine figure. So we are going to ask forgiveness from our goddesses. Forgive us hereafter. We'll take care of the earth as what you have given us. Because Corona has taught us what we can do and what we can do. So together we can succeed. And as the teachers, this is our responsibility to teach all our students to take care of our earth and reduce global warming. We need to keep the earth for our grandchildren. Yes? Thank you.
जगदीश्वर देवी भुवनेश्वरी सदुर्वेदी परिपूर्ण कलैवाणी करुणाहरि अखिलाण्डरूपी धीं ताना धीं धीं ताना निरन्तरी नानीलं काकुण्यங்கள் तुरन्तरी आदिनि अन्तम् इल्ला कादम्बरी पारायो वारायो ताये नी வழிகாட்டவா தீயோடு வேகின்ற வேருக்கு நீராகவா நீயே கரை சேர்க்கவா ஆறாத காயங்கள் சாய்கின்ற தோளாகவா யார் பிழையோ யார் சதியோ யார் இங்கு கூற யாதுமென ஆனவளே வா துயர் தீர பாதையெல்லாம் பேரொளியாய் உன் துணை கூட தீர்ந்திடும் காரிருளே தீம் தானா தீம் தீம் தானா நிரந்தரி நானிலம் காக்குண்யங்கள் துணரி ஆதினி அந்தம் இல்லா காதம்பரி பாராயோ வாராயோ தாயே நீ சரணாகதி அருளும் நாத வினோதினி சகல சௌந்தரினி சாபங்கள் சூழுதே காத்திடு கை கொடு உனையன்றி வேறில்லையே
This is amazing stuff. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Well, that was wonderful. I truly, truly enjoyed it, and I think most of you here. Now, what we're going to have, we'll have the teachers from Ghana to come up and carry on with the performance.
Good morning, or good afternoon, sorry. Okay, yeah. Before I start introducing my team, you see, in Ghana, when you wear dress like this and then with a cap, it has its own meaning. So let me change the position of the cap to back, signifying I have so great people behind me in whatever I'm going to do. So they are behind me, so please attend the back, the cap to my back, indicating there's so many powerful people behind me in this presentation. Thank you. Now, I want to start from my left, immediate left to right. I have Mr. Jacob Kobner. Jacob Kobner is a math teacher at Cleveland East Academy. And then we have next to him, we have Mr. Vitus, Sana Bali. And then he is also at Mount Auburn Preparatory Academy. And then I have Mr. Joseph Finn, physical education teacher at Cornerstone Preparatory Academy, and also the volleyball champion volleyball coach. And then I have Mona Lisa Opoku Archer, my daughter, also J2. And then Mr. Emmanuel T.K. Yidana, also at North Columbus Academy, math teacher. And then I have Mr. Khalid Fatau, also at Cornerstone Academy. And then I have Mr. Prince Bafo Opoku, that is Northside Preparatory Academy at Cincinnati. And then we have Mrs. Emilia Kobner, Mr. Jacobs Kobner's wife. Thank you. Now, please, you give us the. Okay. Thank you. Now, I first want to share with you the cultural activities that we did in our school last year. This happened at Columbus Art and Technology Academy. Every year we have, the school have a cultural day celebration. So during the cultural day celebration, I do have video presentation, documentary about my country, Ghana. And then I also share our language, our culture, our food with the kids. I prepared about 5 different dishes of Ghanaian food where the teachers and the students share. But you can't just give out as J1 or J1, you can't just give out food to the kids. And we have to go through a whole lot of process whereby we send the ingredient that we use in preparing the food, we indicate all of them. The school give a letter to it. The kids send it home for parents to endorse it before they submit it to the school. So that is what the school will do on behalf for the J1 teachers. And then after that, we see the students really enjoy our food, really. Every bit of food, they were able to enjoy it marvelously. And then there we have the 3 of us, we have G1 teachers in there. And then Miss Beckford is not under RVP, but also there supporting us. Thank you. That is a cultural activity. Others also did sharing, teaching their language, Ghanaian languages to the students. Thank you. Ghana as a country. In fact, if you are a lover of chocolate, even though you have not been to Ghana before, but you have tasted a piece of Ghana. I'll tell you why in this lesson. Brief history of Ghana. Ghana means a warrior king, and then it was formerly called Gold Coast because when the white first came to our country, they found a lot of gold nuggets, pieces of particles along the coast, because also there are so many high deposits of gold in our land, okay, in the land. That is why they call it Gold Coast. So in 6 March 1957, when we gained independence from the British rule, the name was changed from Gold Coast to Ghana. Now Ghana is bordered at the north by Burkina Faso. The east side is bordered by Togo, and then the south is the Atlantic Ocean, and then the west side is bordered by Cote d'Ivoire. So we are in this center. We pride ourselves as the gateway to Africa. Now, Ghana is the first country, black African country, to gain independence. So when you look at our flag, it indicates a whole lot of things. The red means, you see, being the first black African country, you need to fight. So during that fight, many of our leaders died. So the red represents the blood leaders who shed their blood for the independence. The yellow represents the natural resource, that the gold that we have on our land. And then the green stands for forest. We have a lot of forests in there because we produce also timber to the world. And then the black star indicating the hope of Africa. Because when we gained the independence, our leader told us that the independence of Ghana is meaningless unless it is linked up with the total liberation of the African continent. So he started fighting for other African countries to also gain their independence, and that is Osadefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Now, Ghana's population is 32,147,000. The official language is English, and then the currency that we use is Ghana cedi, coming from the word cowries. You see, the account name for cowries is cedi, so we coin it to be cedi. That is what we use, the Ghana cedi. Now, the major natural resources that we have in Ghana is, I told you, the first picture, you have the golden tree. The golden tree is a cocoa tree, which we use in producing, Ghana is the second largest producer of cocoa in the world. Apart from, that is followed by, that is Ivory Coast. After Ivory Coast, Ghana is the second largest producer of cocoa in the world, and then 11th largest producer of gold in the world, and then also the first largest producer of gold in Africa. And then we also have, we also produce oil. You see, U.S. Is having investments, so many investments in Ghana. When you go to the mining sector, we have Newmont Ghana Limited, which is a U.S.-based company in Ahafo, where they mine gold in our country. And then when you come to the oil field, the Jubilee field, it is also the Cosmos Energy. It's a U.S.-based company. So they drill oil and gas in our country and then in the mining sector too. Aside that, there are so many, about 100 U.S.-based companies in Africa, and also training in terms of security and others. See, Africa, when you have such natural resources, you are not secured. Things will happen to you. But in fact, in all, we are the most peaceful country in Africa. Now, in terms of our tradition, Ghana is rich in culture. You see, our identity, everything, when the regalia that I'm wearing, if you see Ghanaian wearing this, means that the person is coming from the north. I'm not coming from the north, but I love the northern clothes. The bees coming from the eastern side. And then if you see the man in the kente, that is the king for Ashanti Kingdom. This is the kente cloth, piece of kente cloth. It's a royal, people from the royal family, they wear that. So everything in there is hand weaving. Everything in here, from the manufacturing to the sewing, is hand weaving. We don't use machine for that. Okay, so that is our identity as Ghana. We have about 6 different ethnic groups in Ghana, which breaks into 52 smaller ones. That comes with 52 different languages and then over 100 dialects. So most of us here can speak different languages. I can speak about 5 or 6 different Ghanaian languages out of that 52. Okay, but aside the differences, we still there is a bond that keeps us as a country. We never fight. We always select one leader. There are so many cultural activities that we do in Ghana. So we have the Adequacy by the Ashantis. The one that I love so much is the Abuachire Festival by the Efutu. It's so marvelous and so, in fact, people do come there. Last year alone, according to statistics from the tourism, first quarter, over 137,000 US citizens, that's only the first quarter of Ghana, visited Ghana for the cultural activities. So many of people do visit our country. And as a result, because our country was used as the basis where the slave trades were carried, people were carried as slaves to different parts of the continent. So let's look at some of the tourist attraction centers. We have the picture in the extreme, the top right. We have the Cape Coast Castle, which serve as the place. We have about 32 forts and castles in Ghana alone. That is where most of the blacks were carried from that country and different parts of wherever that you are in Africa. Before they will travel you overseas, you have to pass through the Cape Coast Castle. We have the gate of no return. Once you enter that gate, you are not coming back to the shores of Africa again. So people, black history, if you want to trace your route, then you have to come to Ghana, see the Cape Coast Castle, and you feel the presence as of now. So the man in there is the former president of the United States, Barack Obama, who visited that place to identify their roots. We also have the Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum. We also have the Kakum National Park. We have the Volta Lake, the largest Volta Lake that we have in the world, and then Moli National Park, and then Kakum National Park. We have a whole lot of things that we can share in Ghana, but this is the little that I will share with you. Now, before we leave, we will sing one song, one patriotic song. That is overview. That is Ghana Local National Anthem. So we want to come together and sing that anthem. It was written in 1929 by Dr. Ephraim Amon, who composed and wrote the song. And then it is popularly sung in Chi. This is the meaning of the general assassin. General assassin is in Chi form. So the interpretation is, this is our land, and it is precious to us. The blood that our forefathers lay for the land, or they shed for us to get the land. Now, if you will succeed as Ghanaian, then it depends on the lifestyle of the citizens. So if our land will succeed, it depends on my lifestyle that I lead. If the land, the Ghana will fail, then it also depends on the lifestyle. So we have, as cultural exchange teachers, we have a responsibility to go back to make our educational system better for the next generation. Thank you. Thank you. Yadamasi.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, that was some vibes. That was really, really good. So We are starting to run a little bit out of schedule, so with no further delay, we'll switch to the Philippines, for some other moves. It looks like Charity wants to join them.
Good afternoon, everyone. While my team is setting up here, I would like to maximize our time to introduce them while they are setting up. Um, Let me start with the brain and the body of our group. From Cornerstone Academy, I have here our only muse, Miss Dennis Paneda. Mr. Dennis Paneda. Our overall performer who can sing and dance, Miss Nemia Gaspay, who doesn't sleep when there is a karaoke. Our songbird, Ido Miles from South Columbus Preparatory Academy, Southfield. Our cutest, the one who gets adopted every time, Michelle from A Plus Academy. We have the Miss Universe we never had, April from Central Point Preparatory Academy. Our strict mama from Columbus, what's our school? Columbus Humanities, Arts, and Technology Academy, Miss Janith Alaba. We have the best chef in town. As you can see, we're all healthy over here. Miss Flor from Cornerstone Academy. Our sassy teacher of the group, who never failed to impress everyone, Hannah Baguio. And our lost princess, as you can see here, she's still lost, Miss Janeline from Chata. And lastly, the auntie of our group who provide these materials over here, our stage mom, Rosemary from A Plus Academy. Oh, here's the picture, summary. Thank you. Okay, so as we all know, cultural exchange enhances global awareness, making students more informed and engaged global citizens. It exposes students to different cultures, customs, and traditions, helping them develop a more open and inclusive worldview. Lastly, it allows students to establish international friendships and professional networks that can last a lifetime. In our school, we have our Spirit Week. One of that day is the Heritage Day, wherein we get to wear our national costume and was able to introduce our country, the Philippines, to our dear students. We had them watch videos about the different places to see, food to eat, and even activities to try in our country. Some of them also shared where they from, like Sierra Leone. Aside from this, we also had an activity on face hand painting of our Philippine flag. Honestly, it's not part of our activity, but the kids wanted to do it, so it was like, okay, you can do it. And then everyone has hand painted of the flag already. As a teacher, we see to it that kids are motivated, so we use Philippine tongue twister and some folk songs that we have to motivate our kids. They really love tongue twister because they twisted their tongue a lot. And some of them practice really hard and come the next day prepared for our tongue twister. Of course, with a candy after. We also introduce as basic Filipino greetings to broaden students' language skills. Students can improve language skills through immersion in a new culture, which can be valuable both academically and professionally. And sometimes Google is the key. They keep on searching words and tell that words to us. But good words. Lastly, we maximize our recess in introducing different games from the Philippines, like Patintero, wherein the objective of the game is to cross the rectangle of back and forth without getting tagged. Also, Tumbang Preso, wherein this game involves throwing a slipper. They don't want to throw their Nike shoes and whatsoever, so I have to bring slippers. Or at a can or battle, which one player, the Taya, attempts to guard. They love running, so might as well maximize that to lose their energy at the end of the day. Overall, cultural exchange enriches education by providing a holistic learning experience that goes beyond textbooks and classrooms. Now, with our dance, Philippine folk dances are vibrant. We are so nervous when we watch this two group that prepared. We want to make Philippines proud. Hopefully, after this, you still know us. Philippine folk dances are vibrant and diverse collection of traditional dances that reflect the rich culture and history of the Philippines. These dances are deeply rooted in Filipino heritage and are often performed at various celebrations and events. First is the banga dance. This dance is performed with Kalinga women, showing their agility in balancing the bangas. Hopefully will not break this banga on top of their heads while toddling through rice paddies and mountain paths. Second is the Tiboli dance from Mindanao. The Tiboli ritual dance is used to appease the gods, seek deliverance from pestilence, mark birth, celebrate victories, affirm social unity and identity. Third is one of the famous tinikling from Visayas. This dance is the Philippines' national dance and is a traditional folk dance that originated during the Spanish colonial era. A dance that uses a pair of bamboo poles, tinikling is considered to be the oldest traditional dance of the country and is also danced across the globe, particularly in the United States. Lastly, singkil is also from Mindanao. The dance is widely recognized today as the royal dance of a prince and a princess. Sadly, we lost the prince along the way. Weaving in and out of cross bamboo poles clap in syncopated rhythm. Hope you like our performance.
Good job. Hello. Wow. That was something. Right? You know, we started with India, went into Ghana, ended with the Philippines. Yes. Okay. So, I mean, this is outstanding. I feel like we need more, but fortunately, all good things have to end. So, before we end, I'd like for you guys to be seated because we have some gifts before you leave for each one of you. We are pretty much kind of running out of time, so just very quickly, I want to thank everyone for being here. This has been I think it exceeded the expectation that we kind of set for this day. Not only for the turnout, right, but also for the presence of our partners. Okay, Axel, AAE, right? It's incredible. But also all of these teachers here. So I want to thank you. Yes. I want to thank you guys. Looking forward to next year, maybe bigger, more performances, more snacks, right? So a lot of questions, maybe less questions. So, Charity, I can flip it. So, but yeah, it's been a fun day. The food was amazing. The venue was great. So I want to thank you all for coming. You know, travel safe from wherever you came. Continued success, because that's the reason why we're here. The differences that you're making in the classroom, but also sharing culture, right? Because this is an exchange program, and not only you learning from the U.S., but you're also sharing, the culture and the rich culture that you have. So next year, please, more people, raise your hand and say, I have performance. I want to share something. And we'll definitely really, appreciate that. So before we close, I want to maybe, ask Craig if he has, a few words. Yeah, why not? Okay. So, actually, Sabrina, why don't you come up and, Hillary as well. And Easy. So you guys can actually see Easy. I'm telling you, she packs a lot of power. So.
Thank you, Idris. And wow, those were some great performances, weren't they?
Yes.
Man. Well, I'm not going to, you've heard enough from me today, right? You're probably tired of hearing my voice, so I'm not going to say too much more to you. But it's wonderful meeting everyone today, and I really appreciate the candid feedback that you provided in the form of questions while we were on the stage. That's really, it's really helpful for us to know these things. And, as I mentioned, it's a continuous, it's part of our culture. Continuous improvement is part of our culture. There have been some bumps along the way, but hopefully, it sounds like everyone has had a pretty positive experience overall, not just from the teachers in the room, but, I think from our sponsors, from your principals. The feedback has been great. So, thank you again for everything that you do. Thank you for being here today. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Craig. Again, I know it's time to go, right? I enjoyed this day with you all, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I'd love to see this number grow, and I hope next year is going to be even bigger. Thank you for joining us. I enjoyed the show. Thank you for sharing your culture with us and sharing the snacks. I mean, it's just been an amazing, full with culture day. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. I will also keep it brief. I just wanted to say thank you to RVP for putting on this event and Estelle. We're honored to work on this program. We have an expression in English: when you're running low, sometimes you need your cup filled up. You guys filled up my cup today. I know why we do the work we do. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
It was great meeting all of you today. You know, I've hired lots of people, but I very rarely actually get to meet them in person and stuff like that. So it's always great to, you know, be able to see how you're doing, see you in the flesh, let you see me, not just through a computer screen or a name on an email. So, you know, I'm always here for you guys. I always love to learn about, you know, what you're doing at your schools. It's so interesting to me and just kind of helps me learn more about the schools. And I really enjoy being a part of this program and hope to again next year. And if you ever need anything, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm always there. And, you know, maybe we'll be able to chat or get coffee sometime. So thank you all.
And before we close, just like a school, lost and found. So that's someone's cell phone that Vitus somehow, you know, had it in his hands, but he doesn't know who it belongs to. Has anyone lost their phone? Actually, it's not a joke, actually. It's serious. No? Oh, we found him. Is that you? Okay. Yes, sir. Is that your phone?
Yeah. Actually, I gave it to him
To hold it? Yeah. But he thought... Oh, okay. All right. Well, so this is it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we'll see you next year. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Oh.